Greetings, strangers, queer and pleasant. I'm not Laura Kate Magnet Dale.
And I'm not Jane Aerith Magnet Dale. And welcome to another Queer and Pleasant Strangers.
We're queer, we're pleasant, we're strange.
It's us, we're wives, we've consumed media stuff during the week, and we're here to talk about our various consumptions. Nom nom nom.
Yes.
Media we put into ourselves.
Also, R.I.P. the greatest loss during the heat wave, your PSU.
Yeah. Look, this week has been...
This is the problem with climate change.
This has been... it's been a rough week for consuming media, because there were about 4 days last week in which... I don't think either of us had the brain space to put anything new into our brains, because we were just trying to survive not catching on fire.
Yes.
So we got to the weekend, it's like, ooh, we can do things.
Yes.
That'd be the fire engines coming to, put out all the raging flames from the heat wave.
Ah, yes. Well, we've got to make the most of it. It's the last day of Pride Month.
Ooh,
at time of recording.
I'm proud to be recording this show with you on the last day of Pride Month.
I'm proud to be here with you.
My gay one.
My big gay.
What have you been playing this week?
Oh gosh, not a lot, I'll be honest.
I mean, we played a thing together we could start with.
We could talk about Loco Motive.
Loco Motive, which is...
point-and-click game that I have had my eyes on for a while, and was like, oh, we got some time.
I've had my eyes on it too. I'm glad that we finally, one of us bit the bullet and we gave it a go. Yeah, this is a point-and-click adventure murder mystery set almost entirely on a train.
This was released last year?
Yeah. You start the game playing as...
An attorney.
An attorney, the executor of an estate for an old woman that has a very valuable estate and has been using it to invent trains. She's got all sorts of trains she makes. Steam trains. And a lot of her family are very eager to get her money, and she's clearly ramping up to, read the will. And she is murdered. And it is up to you, the most delightfully autistic man on the planet, to solve the murder.
He's so happy to see paperwork.
There is a point in this game where something is opened after a big long wait, and the answer is a lot of paperwork.
He finds 62,000 pieces of paperwork that he's very happy
so
about.
Delightfully excited at, someone's going to have to sort and analyse all this. He is charmingly autistic, and I love him.
He's voiced by Kinga from the Amazing Digital Circus.
Indeed he is.
Which took you a moment to work out.
I was like, I know I've heard that voice recently somewhere. Where do I know
I
him from?
didn't get there. Alistair Beckett King also has a voice in this.
Yeah, so it is a very silly point-and-click adventure game with, I would argue, very reasonable and fair logic to its puzzles.
Yeah.
There's a couple of points where we touched on the hint system a little bit, and it was very good at not just, spoiling the puzzle for you. The hint system's very good at, oh, I'm struggling to work out why I can't go to this place. Oh, the hint system said don't worry about it right now. If you can't go there yet, it's because other things have to happen. It's not because you've done something wrong.
Yeah, it's because we kept walking into the kitchen and being told, oh, you can't come in here yet. And I was like, we must be missing something that we're doing to go to the kitchen. And I called the hint line. There is an in-game phone that you can just pick up. As you go on through the game, you will find other phones in different locations if you so need to. And you'll pick it up and it'll be like, okay, yep, I need a hint about blah. And in the case of the kitchen, it's like, if you can't get in there yet, don't worry, it's not open. Just keep playing. But for other things, it was like, oh, okay, well, you need to consider this. Okay, I need another hint. Okay, well, maybe you need to think about this in relation to that.
Yeah.
And it was good at sort of drip-feeding you hints in a sort of universal hint system for anyone old enough to remember that shit.
It started very broad with this is what the problem actually is. The problem is one of, it's a conversation problem. So you're like, cool, I've not talked to enough people or, found the dialogue choice that's gonna get me moving. And it doesn't narrow in unless you go back to it, and I appreciate that.
Like all good point-and-clicks, most of the puzzles can be solved by talking to people to get clues.
Yeah, talk to everyone and try combining everything with everything, and you'll probably find the solution if you start.
And unlike some older point-and-clicks, it does a good job of conversation lines that you have exhausted, it will black out.
Yep.
And you can always get back to the end of a conversation line and just replay it if you need to.
Yes.
At any time.
There was maybe one point in this game where the way something was described gave us both completely the wrong impression and, put us off of a mechanic, where something was described in a way that we both assumed, oh, that's blocked, we can't engage with that anymore, and it wasn't clear, oh, it's stuck there, but not in a way that stops us engaging other things with that mechanic.
Yes.
That was maybe the one time where there was I would argue a bit of poor design in a puzzle, but that's the one example I could think of in a good 10-12 hour point and click.
Yeah, it generally avoided moon logic. It was sort of fairly sensible things. Occasionally we did get to the point of I'm not going to call the hint system, I'm just going to do the rub X on Y until something happens. And occasionally going, well, I sure have done that. I don't know why I've done that, but I have done that thing.
Delightful characters, and I love what they did with peeling back versions of the narrative, so there will be things that don't make sense, and then you'll take a step sideways in the narrative and get sort of perspective on what was going on in a very interesting way.
Yeah, and eventually it's sort of switching into an almost Maniac Mansion vibe, and giving you 3 different characters to switch between.
Yeah.
It was quite fun. The references to other point-and-click games were fun. There is a moment where there is just a little bit of Bone to Pick by the Gone Jackals, which is the theme tune to Full Throttle.
Yeah.
There is there's that great scene where there is a reference to that badly restored picture of Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh god, is that going to happen? It is going to happen. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Hey.
Very fun writing throughout.
Oh, yeah. Had a lot of fun with it. Thoroughly recommend it as if you are a fan of old style point and clicks and ones that aren't just there to grind you into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've done pretty well recently for modern point and clicks. Being manageable and not feeling super moon logic-y.
There's good modern stuff being made in that genre.
Well done, people have finally learned.
Hooray. Things I've been playing this week. I have played through Chapter 5, the most recent chapter released of Deltarune, and then started back playing it from scratch from the beginning. So I've talked about Deltarune before. This is the sequel, to Undertale. The best way to describe it for people who played Undertale and haven't gotten around to Deltarune yet is it's sort of like Majora's Mask when compared to Ocarina of Time, in that it's a bunch of characters you recognize reshuffled into scenarios that oh, it's that character I know, but they're doing something different, and it's not like they remember being that character from the last game, even though they have the same name and face. Except, the further I get into it, the more I'm are there a couple of characters who remember the events of Undertale? I don't know. I'm unsure what's happening here. I think it was, I was streaming today. I think it was Echo asked, is it a sequel? Is it a parallel timeline? And I had to say, I'm 5 chapters in out of 7, and I can't tell you that answer, Echo. I don't bloody know.
Yes.
Mechanically very similar in that it's a lot of, your combat is bullet hell, get your heart to dodge the incoming attacks, while you often try and do non-violent solutions to problems.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the same explicit pacifist and genocide setup that Undertale did.
Right.
This one has the normal route and the weird route. And I won't talk much about the weird route, other than to say, Chapter 5's weird route playthrough, is one of the most, confident and fascinating narrative choices I've seen a creator make with a story in a very long time.
From what I've seen on TikTok, it looks quite dark.
It is dark. It is, the weird route is dark as hell generally. It's not for everyone, but the very limited amount of scope it has, and its willingness to end the way it does and say, hey, this is when you're going to come back to this, fascinating creative choices.
Mm-hmm.
The normal route, Chapter 5, I won't go too far into it, other than to say it was considerably longer than any of the chapters have been so far, in a way that, like, was very rewarding. It was nice to just have, like, a good length chunk of game after having had to wait a while for more of this game. It has only given me more questions and fewer answers about the nature of the story. Like, Chapter 2, end of Chapter 1 even had, like, introduced a big mystery, and the longer I've gone on and I'm like, I'll get some insights into that mystery, I'm sure. Nope, just anytime I have a theory, it's like, not that.
More questions
that theory
instead.
you had, we're gonna rule that out, we're gonna rule that out, we're gonna rule that out. What's left? Who knows?
And that gum you like is coming back in style.
Yeah, I keep thinking about Twin Peaks while playing Deltarune specifically, and being like, I want to wait until the final 2 chapters are out, but this might end up needing a conversation on
Check out Fix Your Heart or Die.
Yeah, exactly. I'm having a great time with it. Finishing Chapter 5 did make me go, look, I've got like a year until Chapter 6 comes out properly. I'm going to go all the way back to Chapter 1, because I've not gone back and played it from Chapter 1 since Chapter 1 came out in, I think, 2018, 2019. I want to go looking for references and stuff, the things that make more sense with what I know now. I'm looking through with a different lens on it. And so far I've replayed Chapter 1, and I already am noticing some interesting repeated phrases that I had not noticed originated in Chapter 1 and have been persisting through all the chapters, and maybe are more important than I gave them credit for.
Dum dum dum.
Some things said by Jevil in the secret boss fight in Chapter 1.
Secret boss fight.
Maybe are more important than I gave them credit for. I have so many thoughts about the secret bosses. But yeah, what about you? Have you played anything else this week?
I started playing a game called Mika and the Witch's Mountain.
Oh, this adorable one.
Yeah, I played the demo a while ago. It was the first time in a very long time and still remains the one of the very few times I've been approached by a publisher or somebody to be like, hey, will you play our game on stream, please?
Yeah.
And I did.
It's a very cute game. It's very.
I'd love to say they gave me an early copy, but they gave me a copy just in time for the next fest when the demo was up. But my demo was slightly more restricted for some reason, and my ability to talk about it was restricted by the fact that it accepted a code for it.
Well,
but now I've bought my own copy of the game, so I can say what I like about it.
Yeah, this is a very Ghibli-esque game.
Yeah, it has
aesthetic and tone.
Certainly Ghibli vibes, especially, the whole, like the witch at the top of the mountain, you first see Hazriel, Yababa vibes. Yeah. And the first person you meet when you fall down the mountain has a real kiki look to her.
Yeah.
Then it's just about flying around and helping people.
Yeah, it's very much you're a witch on a broom delivery service game.
Yeah, even after you get fired from your delivery service job. It feels very unusual because it starts with the whole, my broom is broken and I'm supposed to be trained to be a witch. And I get the impression, where I think that the game is going with its plot. But you spend the first couple of days okay, well, we'll get a repaired broom. And then we'll get, we'll earn some money from doing deliveries to get a slightly better broom. And then we'll earn some money from more deliveries to get an even better broom. And, now you're not working for the delivery company anymore. You're just helping people out randomly. Off you go. And so it goes from being a day has happened, a day has happened, another day has happened, to it's just day all the time now. And you could just keep going on with this as long as needs be to finish the mission. So it feels a little awkwardly weighted, I suppose.
Yeah,
in that respect.
Yeah, taking away that element of time progressing rather than adding it in feels like it's sort of winding back a little mechanically.
Yeah, and the time mechanic may continue after I filled my current delivery set of delivery stamps.
It made the pacing weird.
It has definitely made the pacing feel weird, because it's gone from, I think, 4 deliveries on the first day, 6 deliveries on the second day, to I think it's 16 on the third day. And they're all, entirely self-guided. But in the time that I've been lost and confused, I have managed to sort of start to instinctively know my way around the island. And there's little collectibles to grab that you can trade in at certain statues in order to get different costumes and trails for your broom and things like that. I'm. It's not that I'm not enjoying it, but it feels. It's like the polish isn't quite there. It feels unfinished, and I think I could be wrong. I think this was a Kickstarter game, and it's something about the weighting of it feels kind of unfinished, and some of the areas feel a bit sparse and empty. I realise they're trying to be this is swampy and dead in this area, but it feels like an excuse to just go, we don't really have the money to put loads of assets in this area.
Yeah, it's to have a bigger world without having to make more stuff to be in it.
It kind of reminds me of A Hat in Time.
Yeah.
And A Hat in Time quite famously put out videos of here's where we were when we did the Kickstarter. And the game was basically done, and it was, playable start to finish. But the money that we got from that Kickstarter allowed us to put a bunch more resources in, and to make the world go from kind of empty, but very playable, to full and properly decorated and feeling like a more polished game. And Mika in the Witch's Mountain does miss some of that, but it's currently in the Steam Summer Sale. So it's a not unreasonable price to give it a try.
Yeah.
What about you? Have you played anything else?
The other thing I've really been doing is I've been playing more Pokemon Champions. There's a new regulation, so they added in some new Pokemon and some new items. I've been playing around with the team. I've made it back up to Master Ball rank.
Master Ball 4 now.
I'm in Master Ball 4 right now. It's the lowest Master Ball rank. So it's once you get up to Master Ball, it becomes I'm trying to remember what the numbers are, but you have to be in the top X in the world to progress higher, and Master Ball 1 is the top 1,000 in the world.
Wow.
Champion rank, which I don't know if I'll ever reach, is the top 300 in the world.
Wowza.
That's a climb that I've made it to Master Ball 3 before. I've never made it higher than Master Ball 3 on any of the regulations.
That's still good.
Yeah. That was, I think, top 20,000. I've made that climb before. But I have, the team I'm currently running that I've been really enjoying. There's, a core 4 Pokemon that work really well together, and I'm very confident in how I use. And I keep having these 2 other slots where I'm I don't know what I want to do with these 2 other slots on my team.
You can only take 4 in anyway, I guess, so it doesn't...
Yeah, but at the very least, this is kind of what I'm going to...
for psychological purposes.
This is what I'm going to kind of get to. You're jumping ahead slightly.
I see.
So ideally, I should be filling those 2 slots with things that are, good options to swap into that for as counters for specific problems that I come up against. But I'm struggling to find things that fit with how I want that team to work, that feel good in those slots. In theory, I know what good counters should be, and they're just not feeling great on the team.
Right.
So instead, I'm okay, do I just put something on here that can be a bit of a psychological trick?
Right.
What I was doing at one point was I'm just going to put 2 other Mega Revolutions in those 2 slots.
Right.
So that I have 3 Mega Revolutions on my team. So that the enemy's going to look at my, team preview and go, there's 3 potential Mega Revolutions here. I don't know which of those 3 is that team's end game.
Right.
To have them play the prediction game of which Mega do I prepare for.
Right.
And, that was working alright. But I have a better strategy now for look, if I'm not gonna actively use the things in the last 2 slots very often, I'm going to play the big mind game. There is a Pokemon called Hisuian Zoroark, and its whole thing is if you send it out, it will look like to your opponent, it will appear to be whatever is the 4th slotted Pokemon in your team.
Right.
So if I send out my first 2 Pokemon, one of and they see I have a Hisuian Zoroark somewhere on my roster of 6,
right.
that first two, they have to start playing the mind game of, is one of these two not actually what it appears to be? Am I going to do what I think's going to be a super effective attack, and it's actually going to do 0 damage because I've attacked the Zoroark that's secretly resistant to it? I'm making them have to double guess all of their attacks into my front row, particularly in the first turn, because, like, if I take damage on the Zoroark, it will reveal its true form and they'll know what it is. But also, if I attack with something that, like, the Pokemon I'm disguised as can't do an attack that the Zoroark does, that'll reveal that a player who's paying attention will go, that can't be real, that's going to be the Zoroark. So I've got, like, maybe one turn of, even if I never really intend to send the Zoroark in, of they're going to have to play the mind game of, is that a secret Zoroark waiting to fuck me up? Or is it not? And that's a fun level of mind game to have in the rotation. I still want to find a Pokemon that feels like a good fit with the other 4 as a switch in, even if it's just one of those 2 slots. But I keep trying things and they're not working, and until I find that 5th or 6th piece of the puzzle, my secret Zoroark on the team sheet's just like, ha ha ha, is this secretly a Zoroark you don't know? Even if I never send it, you have to be thinking about that turn 1 now. And that's been very fun.
Nice.
Anything else you've been playing this week?
I played a demo for a game called Hearth and Hamlet. This is a fascinating spin on incremental games. I play a lot of incremental games, I talk about them a lot. This does a whole thing of you're building, you're like settlers building a village, and initially you're just like, it's 3 of you and a wagon. Chop some wood and build a fireplace. Okay, now upgrade that. Now build like a tavern or something. Build somewhere for fishing, build somewhere for hunting. You've basically chopped all the trees down in this area, like, move further afield. Now you need to start getting stone, now you need to start getting metal. And it's all these different little incremental games that you're slowly going, okay, well, I've managed to get the food up high enough that my people are spawning more often. So that means I can create more people to do more farming, or I can put them on whatever else I'm currently working on. And it's a balance of putting people who can basically work in any of these possible places, or just sitting there and clicking it yourself.
Okay.
And then, obviously, you've got the, on top of that, you've got the ability to, like, upgrade, like, how much do workers get for mining here? How much do you get for clicking here? And sort of balancing how that goes across the entire village, and like what is the most efficient thing, and eventually you're getting to like roads and church and warehouses for storing more things, and you've also got this later on you've got this sort of side game going on of you're periodically being attacked by orcs or goblins, so you've got to train up some of your people as soldiers.
Yeah.
They won't be available to work, but you will be getting them, like, specifically just for defending the town. And if the goblins do manage to hit you, it's not that they'll necessarily, like, destroy everything, but they'll take some of your supplies, and you'll get, like, a negative buff on, like, certain things. Like, you 6% of your, rock and food won't be going to you, so it's much harder to farm quicker. So it's like, yeah, make sure that your army's trained up, and so not only training them but also then skilling them up and making sure that their weapons and armor are the best they can be. And I think it's a really interesting spin on incremental games, and I've been enjoying it a lot. No firm release date as yet, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
Have you played anything else?
No, that's it for me, really, or at least for stuff I can talk about.
Secrets. Wifey secret.
Well then, time for this.
Sure. Have you ever wanted to make an app just by thinking about it? With Bum4D6, you can. Our AI-powered system can turn your idea into a full app.
And all I have to do is think?
Well, obviously, there's some prompting.
And that'll be successful the first time?
Sure. Not always. Not really. Not often. Frankly, never.
But you'll only charge me for the successful creation of my app, right?
Sure. No. We do need you to charge you per prompt that you enter, but just by thinking about it, you can get your app.
Well, how about this? You used your system to make a 100% accurate app builder, and then I'll think about it. Otherwise, this is just webinar scams with more environmental destruction.
Bum 46. Come on. Please?
No.
Absolutely, I understand. I'm AI. Hey, Laura.
Yes?
We've got a new sponsor.
Who's our new sponsor?
Well, would you like lectures on a variety of topics?
Oh, is this one of those things where, like, I can get a subscription and watch, like, experts in their field explain, like, how to, I don't know, do coding or make music or whatever?
That is what you would think.
Oh, what is it?
You should remain thinking that, according to the copy. So this is disasterclass.lol.net. You can get lectures on a variety of topics. By men who don't really know what the topics are, but they're confident they can wing a lecture.
Sorry, does that say men who really don't know the topics but are very confident they can wing a lecture?
Yeah, they were asked in the street if they could do a better lecture than a properly qualified woman in the subject, and then they broke in, took over, and we haven't been able to get rid of them for 6 months now.
Oh God! I mean, maybe we get lucky and some of them do know what they're talking about.
No.
Oh,
so if you want a laugh at the expense of an overly confident man, or several, that's disasterclass.lol.net. Enter the code Q&PS. I'll give it a look. And you can get 15% off your first year of Disaster Class. So, what have you put in your eyes or ears?
we went and watched a film together to escape from the blistering heat last week.
Yeah, there was air conditioning. Also, there was a film on.
There was a film on and also air conditioning.
Yeah.
We went and saw Supergirl.
Superb girl.
Which we both really enjoyed.
Yeah, we both came out of it going, that was good.
Yeah.
I have seen... Oh, I've seen some takes on this week.
As have I. I sure have seen some takes.
It sure does remind me of when we watched the Marvels.
Yeah.
And we went, it was really fun. We had a great time. Oh, wasn't it nice seeing like the these characters that we are like quite fond of, and seeing them do stuff, and then like seeing the internet's reaction of, it's the worst film ever.
It's just ruining all.
It's the worst thing
superhero
ever.
media. It's
It's like watching a cartoon. It's a fucking comic movie, of course.
Yeah! Look, this was a superhero film that was unapologetically, like, unafraid to be a silly comic book superhero film.
Yeah.
I thought that it's, there were multiple points where I had, like, a good old laugh, and that has been a problem with the DC films for the longest time, is they take themselves way too fucking seriously. Yeah. It was nice to have a laugh and, like, have them not take themselves too seriously. Yeah. I thought some of the fight scenes were pretty great.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a perfect film by any means. I think, I've never seen a superhero film that has depowered the superhero as frequently as this film does.
Yeah.
And I while watching,
we've talked about a number of times about how, like, Superman, or indeed any Kryptonian, it seems, is a difficult one to make a good film about. Like, what do you do to make sure that they don't feel like that they're just curb stomping everything in their way?
I think there are a few ways you do it. You look at, like, the Superman film from a couple of years ago, and that was big on give Superman big, larger-than-life things to fight, give him things that are deliberately designed to be like his exact match by design, or give him the threat of try and avoid collateral damage is a thing you have to be thinking about that the enemy doesn't.
Yes.
The other way that you do it is the way that Supergirl did it, which is you turn it into basically Dynasty Warriors, where it is like, the sheer number of things is the problem, but there are hostages in the middle, so you cannot simply laser beam through the problem, because if you do I-beams through the problem, you're gonna hurt the hostages. Ooh. You need to be, like, no individual person is a threat, but you being able to be in enough places at once to take them all out before they hurt the people who are vulnerable, that is, I think, a very good way to constrain that power set, but still have the character feel very overwhelmingly powerful, without trivializing the fight.
Yeah.
I also thought that in that one big fight scene in the middle where Lobo first shows up, who's played by Jason Momoa, that was great in that you introduce someone else who is fighting ostensibly on your side, but is being incredibly reckless in a way that you have to sort of be on
their message in the meantime.
You have to be, like, saving people from the destruction that they're helping you is causing.
There are civilians everywhere.
Yeah.
Please calm it the fuck down.
And I thought that, like, that way as a way to do a Supergirl, Superman level story worked really well. It's one of the things I think that Marvel has really struggled with Captain Marvel, is they've shoved her off into a corner for most of the time since she was last on screen, because she's too powerful and she'll fix any problem the MCU comes across too easily, so they have to shove her in a corner.
And she's not so much of an alcoholic as Supergirl is at the start of this
Exactly. Film. You give Supergirl some character flaws, and therefore, like, you've got some weighted training gear on her. But yeah, I thought that the younger female supporting character was very interesting.
Ariana Stark.
I did love Guardians of the Galaxy, but you dropped Ariana Stark in it. I thought that was a really fun choice. I will admit that the needle drop music choice was a little baffling.
I think, for me, the biggest choice of bafflement in that thing was, she's put basic sponge, like, 80s Walkman sponge headphones on, and somehow that's done some noise cancelling.
Yes.
That's bullshit.
It is. But, again, most of this film, I was just like, this is very fun, it's very, like, it moved at a very good pace. Yeah. I like the different insight into the Krypton backstory that was, like, very distinct from what Superman touched on. Like, I think you could watch this standalone from Superman, and it does its own good, like, origin thing.
And speaking of origins, like, I feel like it's quite well known now that I struggle with origin movies.
Yeah.
I've seen so many of them now that the formula bothers me more than anything else. And I think this did a decent job of spreading out the flashbacks to Kara's childhood on Krypton, right up to the moment of her departure, to make that interesting. Like, because I don't know, like, Supergirl's story. I understand that this is a story taken from a specific comic
apparently
book.
A very beloved comic.
Yeah, I think one good point that I saw someone make is, why do we always see, like, pierced characters playing villains?
Yeah.
Because the character in the comic book doesn't look like that, apparently. No. I haven't seen it, but, like, I can understand from the pierced community that, like, this feels like this has become the new, yes, they've got a scar.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. One of the things that did stand out to me while watching it is I'm a little disappointed they didn't do more with one of the good moments they had, which was they have Arya Stark point out, why are you Supergirl, not Superwoman? And then they just don't do anything with that point. They're like, okay, we're aware that that's a critique, but we're not gonna acknowledge it. Although we
can't change the industry.
Yeah, and I will say, the more I think about it, the more I think the scene that directly follows it, the bar scene, is sort of the answer to that, is despite how powerful you are, misogyny will have you perceived as less of an adult than your equally aged male peer is kind of the deal. Like, infantilization of women despite their strength is probably the answer to the question that was posed right before that scene, but...
Also, I feel like if I was Kara, I would be way more cautious about accepting anything from anyone.
Oh, yeah.
She's poisoned a lot.
But yeah, I thought it was a very fun film. I had a great time with it. I was baffled to see the amount of, like, the degree of hatred that was had for this film.
Yeah, but we remember what happened when we came out of the Marvels and they were like, girl do thing, bad. Urgh.
Yeah.
Can't take it seriously, you just sound like prick.
Yeah. But I had a good time with Supergirl.
Yeah.
What about you? What have you put in your eyes or ears?
The most lesbian response. I had a good time with Supergirl. Yeah, you did. We watched the new game changer, Kangaroo Court.
Oh, yes, that was very fun.
Yeah. So this is a
game of two halves.
A game of two halves, and part of it is almost, or it spends some time being, we're going to do a challenge. We're not going to tell this jury who are going to come in and out periodically how you did. But they're going to have to guess, and you're going to have to plead your case to this jury.
Generally, it was like, here is 1 point for winning the task, and 3 points for convincing the jury you won the task. Mm-hmm. The jury who did not watch the task happen.
Yes.
And, like, I think that was a great starting point. It's, it played to the strengths of the people they brought on.
It almost became a hidden role game at one point.
Yeah. Yeah, the more that it morphed and the more that it became, we're going to deliberately mislead the jury as to what the task was, or we're just going to outright lie about what the task was.
Putting fake prompts up when the jury are in the room.
Or we're not going to tell them what the task was. You have to not only convince them that you won the task, but you have to convince them what the task was. It was beautiful chaos for a set of panelists who are very good at confidently bullshitting on command. Like, this is a group of, like, people who are, like, well-versed in improv and tabletop, who are like, I'll jump into a character and give my monologue.
Yeah, and they are all good, incredible, improv acts, so, well, yeah, they're the right people for that.
Some beautiful moments of accidental coincidence that were...
Oh, yes.
The kind of thing you cannot write that would wonderfully synchronous.
Absolutely, yes. There certainly was a moment where someone made a decision that was almost immediately just like, yep, we didn't plan for this, but you have done the thing that sort of sidesteps.
You've accidentally jumped into the winning category here. That moment I want to see the behind the scenes on.
Yes,
I'm
absolutely.
so curious how they respond to that.
Yeah. What about you? Have you watched anything else? Or listened to anything else?
I will double check. I don't think I've watched anything else of note, but I have listened to a piece of music that was popping up a bunch on my TikTok, and I went and tracked down the full track. It's a fascinating track. The song is called Daddy Died by an artist. It's all one word, so I'm guessing at the pronunciation is
Died.
Earth... Pardon?
Oh, not Daddy Died.
No. Sorry. Daddy Died is 2 words. The
right.
artist name is Earth Sign Shells. Like Chell from Portal.
Oh.
Earth Sign Shells. I don't know how the one word is pronounced.
Essentials.
But this is a beautiful rap track about someone's father passing away that is fascinating in its delivery. I don't know how to describe the way that it is delivered other than, like, it is very, very enunciated, almost with, like, a medieval, like, someone is trying to be a medieval royalty person, like, sort of twang to the over-pronunciation of some of the rhythm and their flow.
Verily.
But mixed in with, like, a lot of the way that the vocal performance is done is pouring, like, excess emotion into an almost exaggerated caricature of how some of the lines are pronounced. It is really leaning into ups and downs in excess of performance in a way that feels very much like it captures the ebbs and flows of how grief can hit a person in different ways, in very stark, sudden ways, and then can sort of return to a baseline and then come back up out of nowhere at you. Lyrically fascinating. Like, a lot of the song delves into things like, when you get to that point after someone you love has passed away, where you start enjoying your life again, and then you start feeling guilty that you're having a good time and not grieving, and that whole mix of feelings, the trying to explain how much it hurts to someone who's not experiencing it, of like, I know that I can tell you my dad has died, but like, you don't get it. The thing has happened, and like, trying to, through repetition and emphasis, express the unexpressible. It is a beautiful performance. The music video has this wonderful sort of chaos of like someone trapped and butting up against the walls of where they're trapped, almost energy to it. Fascinating piece of performance. It, like, I keep wanting to compare it to something like High Ren by the artist Ren, in terms of like, I recommend watching it with the music video the first time as much as I would just listening to the track, in that like, the physicality of the performance of it is certainly a part of what's going on. There's nothing I can quite point to that's super similar to it. It really captured something. Yeah, fascinating track. One that I would very much recommend checking out.
Nice.
What about you? Have you put anything else you want to talk about in your eyes or ears?
That's it for me.
Well then.
Time for this. Inside the boardroom of Supremacy Software.
Hi. So, I know we don't normally, talk to the competition.
I mean, we have been known at a GDC to chat to the guys over at Skeevysoft.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't make a big habit of it.
No, because, we don't want all the money for us. We don't want to give them ideas, that help them make the money. But what if we could have a scheme, a totally not a problem scheme,
right,
where both of us made more money by working together.
A gentleman's agreement.
A gentleman's agreement. Here's what I want to propose to him, and I want to propose to you first.
Right.
What if we spoke to a couple of our skeeziest competition, pick a couple of the ones that we think are most corrupt, and we say, what if we all agree to start mentioning in interviews, some things that are untrue, but if we all say it, it's going to sound like, oh, that's what the industry's saying.
Yeah.
About, like, oh...
We are the industry, so if we're saying it, that's what the industry's saying.
Yeah. Oh, the price of computer components is rising, and that's having knock-on costs for
that's development. Why the consoles are going up.
With global warming, we're having to spend more on air conditioning, and that's putting the price of development up.
You're the ones who want better conditions for the devs.
So, and all of these things are knocking up game development prices in such a way that...
And that's why our new version of Call of Duty will be $120.
Exactly. And if we... Look, I think if we just said it by ourselves, people would go, they're being really greedy, no one else is doing that, they're just lying for more money.
But if we happen to enjoy a sparkling champagne beverage with just some companions that we have happened to have encountered from the other large gaming companies, we could perhaps all agree between us that all games now cost $120.
If we just all raise the prices and we all start saying why we're doing it and none of us breaks rank, then that's just the price of games now.
Yeah.
Right? I think it's a great idea.
You are a fucking genius.
I know.
Oh, so you're getting into retro RPGs, is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, you've got to try Legend of Xanadar.
I mean, I've heard good things. I'll give it a look.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's, of its time. Of course, you'll need the mod loader.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and the high-res graphics patch.
Yeah.
And the, widescreen patch.
Uh-huh.
And the, better mouse input patch.
Uh-huh.
And the better NPCs patch.
Uh-huh.
And the better story patch.
Uh-huh.
And the, the fan patch that just fixes a whole bunch of different like bugs and adds a whole extra campaign to the end of the story that's most people agree is it's better if you just skip straight to that.
So, is any of the game that you supposedly like still in there?
Oh yeah, it's all there. You can experience the whole thing. It's just you'll probably want the better gems patch as well, and the improved weapon, improved combat, and the font mods because the original font's not great. Oh, and the upscaled cutscenes patch. And the one that makes them look less like shiny chew toys. And the pets patch, because obviously everybody wants to have a pet companion. And the infinite money patch, because it gets a bit grindy in places, Ultimately, though, still as good as ever it was. Do you know what I want to see more of?
What do you want to see more of?
Social Justice Warriors.
Social Justice Warriors?
Yeah.
All right, Larry.
All right, Barry. How you doing?
Oh, I am pleased that it is no longer hot as the concentrated power of the sun.
Full concentrated power of the sun, yeah. It's just a nice summer's day. Feels practically chill at this point.
Well, in fact, it's almost a little bit chilly, and I will have to stop wearing these 3/4 length trousers.
Oh, yeah. You see that Supergirl film that was doing the rounds?
Yeah, I thought it was alright. It's had a certain James Gunny vibe to it, even though I understand he was just like one of the executive producers. Maybe it's just those old foam headphones, but it did get me in the mind of Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. Obviously, wrong property. This is DC, not Marvel.
It definitely had those vibes.
It was nice to have a laugh at a DC movie because so very often they're quite grim and
I came out watching it. I saw a really interesting study that I think is relevant, having seen the way that men have been this last week or so, which is someone did a study where they went and looked at a whole bunch of professional movie critics and a bunch of video game critics, and looked at the review scores they give within certain genres for media that has male leads and that has female leads. Yeah. They did the same with female movie critics and game critics. Yeah. And what they found was women in professional criticism largely give games or films roughly the same score for similar scores for similar things in the genre, regardless of gender. Gender does not seem to skew isn't a reliable indicator in how they're going to score a thing. But you look at the way that professional men critics, generally across the board, there is quite a dramatic uptick of things with men in the lead role get scored up, and things with women in the lead role get scored down.
They're such a good actress. I expected more from them. No, you didn't. You fucking hate women.
And look, I'm not saying this is every single man on the planet, obviously, but I do think that men need to acknowledge that it's not just coincidence that, the Marvels wasn't good, Supergirl wasn't good, these are the worst superhero films ever. Maybe some portion of what's going on is men treat stories with men in the leads as universal stories, and stories with women in the leads as girl stories not for me. Whereas women are like, no, I recognise that, if I want to enjoy media, I'm going to have to enjoy some media where the lead is not exactly like me. Because otherwise there's very little for me to enjoy. Therefore, I'm fairly agnostic to who the lead is as long as I get a good piece of media. It's almost like a number of men unconsciously or consciously don't like it when women are the main characters because men is the default or something.
Indeed, yeah. It's sad that it's 2026 and we're still having these conversations. Perhaps even more so. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of this. But I hope that, if nothing else, I hope people are going to see it. I hope people are enjoying it, and I hope that something can be done in the time post this immediate pile on from certain groups in society that will see people going, actually, it was a good film, And if the protagonist had been a male and that was the only thing we changed about this film, people would almost certainly rate it considerably higher. Ugh. Fancy nug, mate?
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, it's good not to be too hot to have human contact.
Oh, yeah. It's good, mate. Yeah. Nice to feel you again, mate. Yeah. Good hug, mate.
Good hug.
Good hug. Right, I'm going to go and have some time with the cat.
Oh, so lovely.
Nice.
So, Laura,
Yes?
where can people find you on the internet?
Laura K. Buzz. That's where. It's on the internet.
It is on the internet.
Patreon, that's the one that pays the bills and lets me do all the stuff on the internet, what I do on the internet. YouTube, that's where you'll find all the video stuff, what I put up, which is stuff like Accessibility. There's episodes of that every Friday. Control Alt Access. Where Everybody Has Gone Before. That's the show where I talk with Jeffrey Bunting about Star Trek as we randomly roll the wheel. We had a little hiccup in recording with the Hell Week, but we're going to get caught back up such that no one will ever know there was a delay to recording.
Never!
Fix Your Heart or Die. Listen to me talk about the works of David Lynch and works inspired by David Lynch. We're right about to do the end of season 1 of Twin Peaks, so that's coming right up. Podquisition, probably other stuff. Laura K. Buzz. What about you?
Patreon.com/StonedMonkeyRadio. As little as $1 a month can help me justify all the things what I do. You can find me in loads of places. I've got a Redbubble, janiac.redbubble.com. You can find t-shirt designs. You can get your own Queer and Pleasant Strangers merch. And just a t-shirt that's Laura jumping out of a butt that says, Butts! Only one of those, as far as I know, has ever been sold. You could be number 2. And Laura is the one who owns that first one.
Yeah, I do.
So, that's all the things from me. Laura, will you sing us out, please, darling?
Until next time, be a stranger.